Hey guys, so it's Keoshia. I'm back for another video. So today we're going to talk about how to save money in your everyday life. A lot of people think that they can't save money in things they do on a regular basis or things that are needed in everyday life, and that they have already created a budget and they're most likely cut out things as far as they can. But there's a couple of things that you can cut out even more with some of these tips and tricks that I'm going to give you today. So if you like my budgeting videos, please give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you guys subscribe, and let's just get into the video. So my first tips relate to saving on food and groceries. So you guys know that I have a whole video on how I grocery shop and how I meal plan. So my number one tip is to meal plan. You need to make sure you know what you're eating every single day of the week. I, for instance, plan out Monday through Friday, and then Saturday and Sundays are more lax, but we only use what is in the house. And I also only grocery shop one time a week. You can pick whatever day of the week you want to, and I only grocery shop for a week at a time. And the reason why you do this is because that sometimes if you grocery shop for more than a week at a time, food goes bad, especially if you're buying fresh fruit or fresh vegetables. I found when I used to grocery shop for 2 weeks at a time, by the time the second week came, if I didn't cook those vegetables, if I didn't use those fruits, that they would go bad and we would end up wasting money. So now I only grocery shop a week at a time, and I do not buy in bulk. I know a lot of people believe in buying in bulk, but if you have a really big family and you can go through that food in a timely manner, then I say buy in bulk. I'm a small family of 2 to 3. Sometimes there's 2 in the household, and sometimes there's 3 because my son is off at college, so sometimes he's not here. So it's just me and my daughters. I don't find it necessary to have to buy in bulk. Okay, so then the first thing you need to do before you make your meal plan is to shop your pantry. You need to see all of the food that you have on hand. So all of the dry or canned foods, all the food you have in your refrigerator and your deep freezer, and you need to make meals based off what you already have. That is one way to cut your grocery budget completely. Okay, you can almost cut your grocery budget in half using this method. So if you already have chicken and you have rice and you have a vegetable, that is a complete meal right there. Say one night you want spaghetti and you have the noodles and you have the meat, but you don't have the sauce, that is all you have to buy. So sometimes, some weeks, I don't even have to buy that much at the grocery store. I buy a couple of things just to make up, complete a meal. So I just buy a couple things to help me complete a meal that we have planned for that week, and then I save so much money on groceries that way. My next tip for groceries is to shop at discount grocery stores. I know a lot of people don't like to shop at discount grocery stores. They like to go to like Whole Foods and Sprouts and Publix, and that is okay if it's in your budget. But if you're trying to save money, there's nothing wrong with going to a Aldi or whatever your discount grocery store is in your area. Ours is an Aldi. Like I said, if you're shopping on a week-to-week basis, there is no potential for your food to go bad. If you're making your meal plan and you're going to use every single thing that you buy within that week, so you need to make sure. That's why you need to make a meal plan. So when you go to these discount stores, yes, the food sometimes is about to expire, maybe like a week from now, or 5 days from now, but you're going to cook it within a week's time because it's part of your meal plan for the week. So that is why I like to shop at a discount store. So the next thing is, say you don't have any food and you made your meal plan for the week. I go ahead and I shop based on what's on sale at the grocery store. So for instance, if they're having a sale on chicken, they're having a sale on pork chops or anything like that, I make my meal plan based off the meat that is on sale, the vegetables that are on sale, the canned goods that are on sale, and that is how I do my meal planning. So you want to make sure that you get your most bang for your buck. Go ahead and eat the things that are on sale. Most likely there is something you want to eat. There is something your family loves that is on sale, and this kind of helps you rotate what you eat. Also, I find that if you make a meal plan based off what you like all the time, you'll never eat anything different. And what the sales catalogs or the sales flyers do, it helps you to choose different types of meals to cook. It makes you be more creative with the things that you create in your kitchen. Okay, and my last tip for groceries is to use coupons. I used to be a crazy coupon lady, but I'm not anymore. But if you like to use coupons, make sure you're using coupons, on your canned goods, on your vegetables, whatever you can get a coupon for, make sure you're using coupons. This can help you save so much money. So those are my tips on the shopping for food and groceries. So the next way you can save money is by cutting down your bills. This is something that I did when I first started budgeting, and it helped me so much. So when I first started budgeting, I canceled all the subscriptions that I wasn't using. I had a Netflix, I had a Hulu, I had a Spotify, I had Apple Music, I had all of that, and I noticed that I wasn't using it on a continuous basis. I wasn't using it on a daily basis. I wasn't using it enough to justify to keep the subscription. Now, I've never had cable, and I know there's a lot of people say who they can't live without cable, but I know a lot of my clients also tell me that cable bill is like $200 and $300. Okay, do you really need all those channels? So you need to look at the bills that you have and see if you can, number one, eliminate them altogether if you don't use them, don't need them, or if you can significantly reduce them. So if you have cable and you have all the premium channels, do you need all the premium channels, or do you just need BET, or do you need FX, or do you just need ESPN? Whatever the case is, cut out all the rest of the channels and keep just the channels that you watch on a regular basis and that you get the most enjoyment out of. So another way you can cut down on your bills is to downsize. Downsize where you're living. For instance, I live in a huge trailer that's a 4-bedroom and 2 baths. Now, it's only me and my daughter now and my son, but one of the rooms is my office, one of the rooms is my daughter's room, and the other room is my son's / the guest room, and then I have the master bedroom. If I ever, become the only person living here and my kids are off to college, I may determine that I need to downsize depending on where I am in my payoff of my mortgage at the time that those things happen. But say, for instance, you're a single female or a single male or a single person living in an apartment that has 2 bedrooms and 2 baths. Do you really need that big of an apartment to have a comfortable life? Do you really need to pay that extra rent for that extra room? If you're one person, you hardly ever have guests, nobody really spends the night, can you not downsize to a 1-bedroom or to a studio so that you can pay less money in order to pay off your bills or meet your budgeting goals? Now, this is not something that you have to do for a long-term purpose. This is just until you reach your goals, and then you can do whatever you like. If you notice, a lot of people, when they retire, they end up downsizing. They may live in a huge house when they had like 4 or 5 kids, but once their kids are older and they have grandkids and they've retired, they usually downsize their home because it's too much upkeep. It costs too much to keep that home up, and they most likely make more money by selling the home and having equity in it than they do if they stayed in their home for how many ever years to come and end up living paycheck to paycheck. So see if you can downsize where you're living or where you're staying. Okay, so the next thing on cutting down bill is to see how you can lower your utility bill. So for instance, for my light bill, they recommend that I keep my home in the summertime on 78 degrees and in the wintertime on 68 degrees. Now, I get a lot of backlash from my families and friends talking about that's too hot or that's too cold, but think about it. I live in Alabama. It can get as high as 100 degrees. If you're coming from outside of 100-degree weather into a house that is 78 degrees, then you're most likely not to complain, because it's so much cooler, almost 30-some degrees cooler than it is outside. And even in the wintertime, it could be 40 or 30 and you come into a 68-degree house and you feel more warm. I also have heated blankets. We also have little heaters that we use in our room just to warm our room for the night, and then because we don't need to warm the whole house if we're going to bed. We don't need to keep the thermostat on 68 if we're going to bed. We lower it at the time we go to bed. We warm up our rooms with heated blankets or little heaters, and make sure you get the safety heater, so if you tip it over, it can be it'll automatically turn off, so make sure you do that. But yes, that is one thing you can do to reduce your electricity bill. One way you can reduce your water bill is to make sure that you are washing at the peak times. Make sure you're washing for the appropriate amount of load that you have. So for instance, if you have a small load of clothes, make sure you change the water from a large load of clothes to a small load. Make sure you turn the time for the wash down. So most of the time, our average wash time is 14 minutes, but if I have a small load of clothes, I don't need to wash for like 9 or 10 minutes. So I can change the dial on my washing machine to make sure I'm using it as efficiently as possible. So make sure you're checking on how to reduce your utility bills. Third tip is on decreasing transportation. Now, I live in the country, so some of these things I cannot do and some of them I can. So for instance, if you live in the city and you live in a big metropolitan city and you live downtown somewhere and you can walk or bike to your location, that is so much better. It'll save you time and money on gas and wear and tear on your car. Or if you can get on the subway and go where you have to go, I would love to be able to ride the subway to work, so that way I can edit videos, I can read books, I can have chill time. I would rather use public transportation than drive myself around, to tell you the truth. Now, I know when you're a young teenager, you'd be like, gosh, I need to learn how to drive, I can do what I want to do. But now that I'm older, I'd rather use public transportation if we had like a subway or something. Now, I don't know about the Max bus, but the subway I would love to use at some point. You could also carpool if you live somewhere and you and your sibling or you and your husband or somewhere have to go to the same area. You can carpool, drop off the person who has to be there first, then pick them back up later, and then you'll save on gas that way versus driving two vehicles. You'll only be driving one, therefore one vehicle can sit at home and have a full tank of gas for the weekends, and during the week y'all drive the other car to work. So see how you can balance that out. Another thing about transportation is all the amount of regular places that you like to go. For instance, I know my car takes $30 to $35 to fill up, and I can ride on my tank for 6 whole days. So it kind of lets me know that me doing all of my regular things, I only have to fill up every 6 days, which gives me a budget of how much gas money I need a month. And I know I won't go over that because I'm doing normal everyday things that I like to do. So it's even stopping at the store, going places on the weekends. I know that I will never spend over $40 in that week. So the last thing is to find inexpensive or free things to do. So for instance, my kids love to do things on the weekend. I work mostly during the week, so we try to do a lot of things on the weekend. So I look for like free activities, discounts at the movies. We love to go to a matinee, but now we have a movie theater in our area that's $1.50 no matter what day it is. And then for popular movies, there's a movie theater in our area that's $5 no matter what movie you see. It could have came out yesterday, it only costs $5. So that is something when we're trying to find things to do and find fun activities, that's the first place we look for free things and things that are discounted. Another thing we like to do is watch movies at home and have a movie night. I love to read, so we utilize our library a lot. So we'll go to the library to get free books, we'll go to the library to get free movies, and that way we don't have to spend any money. I can go to the library on my way home from work, pick up whatever it is that we reserve or that we're looking for, and I didn't spend any extra gas because I did it on the way home from work, and we'll already have it ready for when we have movie night. Okay, you guys, so that's how you can save money in everyday life. If you guys have any other tips and tricks on how you save money in everyday life, leave a comment below. Let's start a discussion. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you guys subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.